Hi, everybody. It's Amy at Sage Connections here to do your weekly reading for August 6th through the 12th. I have already drawn out the cards. I use John Holland's Psycho Tarot deck. It's my go-to. I say it every single week. I am making a decision this week, so I'm going to take care of some maintenance first on going forward with these readings. It's been a year and need to have some input by you guys to see if this is something you want to continue doing. Um, I am doing my intuitive painting for at least a whole year. I already know that. So I'm committing to that. So you're still going to get a reading, but it might not be the cards. I don't know. I need to hear a response back from you guys. So below in the comments, let me know if you enjoy these, and if you do, we'll continue. If not, then I'll just do the intuitive painting readings for the time periods. And okay, so let's start off today. And if you guys, it was kind of weird because on my Instagram and also my Facebook, um, I draw a card every single day, a major arcana card. And the funny thing about today's date, which is the 6th on Monday, I received the same card today. So obviously, this is a really important card um, for today because it is the 8 energy. It's about manifestation. And it's the power card. In normal tarot, it would be the strength. Excuse me, sorry about that. Um, Now, when I intuited this morning, it was all about stepping into your power. It is about finding out what your true heart's desire is and where you belong in this world and what level you really want to connect. And when I connect to this card, it's more about, you know, kind of stepping into your power. Because as we go along, uh, this card normally is about your inner strengths and going, going through tough times, but that's not my feeling today. My feeling is that you have to go within your power to be able to know exactly what you want for your future. And this is the major theme that is going on this week, heading up to the full moon or the next lunar eclipse on, well, it's Saturday morning, but Friday night you should have that as attentions out. So kind of really, you know, understand by stepping in your power, you can understand what you truly desire. What do you want the next 18 years to look like? Who do you want to be at the very end of those 18 years? How much growth do you want to do? What is your life going to look like? That kind of stuff. By stepping into your heart, where that's where your power is, by the way, just if somebody didn't know, stepping into your heart, that's where you have your power. So really step into the power today, and find out exactly what your heart wants, what it really looks like. Maybe you only get characteristics of uh, what's going on, okay? Maybe you're not getting the full picture. I don't think you're supposed to have it. And if you do, that's great. But majority of us might not have the full picture. We have a sense of what we want. And by stepping into that to make sure that that matches up with our goals and our plans. And so when we have this lunar eclipse on Friday night, that we can set our intentions out for the next 18 years, I guess. If you haven't noticed, I'm starting to get into astrology and learning uh, astrology, because it seems like that's what I'm interpreting. That's, I mean, I kind of noticed that about 6 months ago, how my readings were connected right along with an astral chart because I watch the Leo King, and I also do a Namaste. And both of them, my readings are right along with them, not having any clue on what astrology was about. So I'm really getting into astrology now and looking at different aspects and definitely finding out my blueprint so I can match it up. And if, you know, you do, I would really strongly suggest, getting your natal chart done and finding out where your north node is and your south node is, because your north node is about your destiny, what you came here for. This is a perfect time to be able to do that because 6 of our planets are retrograde. And I know everybody's saying this, but this is like God's opportunity to get you right where you came in here for. Maybe you got astray and you're not actually going down the right road. This is a way for you to have your blueprint of, oh, okay, this is what I came here for. What my life looks like right now might not look like what I came here for. And if you haven't already accomplished what you came here for, then if you have, let me rephrase that. If you have came here, what you already, you've already done your goal, then it's all about joy and finding how you can create your joy. So, but if you haven't done, like me, I'm still working on it. I'm a work in progress, as I always say. Still finding that um, path to get me to where I said I was going to come and learn here on this planet during this time. So today is a real powerful day where you can look at yourself and your blueprint and line yourself to see first if it truly is what you really want. Now, as humans, we have free will, so we could choose not to do it. But just so you know, you have that right. And if you really want to accomplish and get to the next level, it is a boost for you to get pushed into the next level. So let's move on to the 7th, which is Tuesday. Now, on Tuesday, I got the sense that it's more emotional. And of course, we did get the number 2 in the emotional section of the deck, Spirit Union. Now, a lot of people think this is like love, but it's like finding out exactly what your heart loves or what you love about you. It's about defining what you want to love as well. But Spirit's going to be able to help you do this, which is pretty much your own self, your higher self, as well, working as a unison to find out your passions and what's going to make you emotionally satisfied, because it's going to be a peaceful day. You're going to be able to just know that, you're not alone in this process. We're all going through this, and know that you can, connect with yourself and find happiness. But also, it is a thing to say, okay, my GPS is my heart, and I should be following it. So, how do I really feel about these upcoming decisions? Now, I could tell you I have some plans in the work for myself, and I'm excited, but I'm also scared shitless. it's not that I'm afraid. I'm not. Um, I have to, put to bed to this, my past experiences of saying, you know what, no matter what, I'm just going to go for it. And not worry about that self-talk that I have in my own head where that says, oh my gosh, you're not good enough, or oh my gosh, um, what if they don't like you? I'm not going to care anymore. But the that's the scary part for me is being your true authentic self. That's my aim, is to be my true authentic self. And it makes you a little vulnerable when you do that. So, you know, I have to constantly check my emotions to make sure that this is what I really want to do. And it's kind of scary, but I'm not afraid of it. I mean, there's a difference between being scared and afraid. Afraid stops you, and scared doesn't. Um, so it's not going to stop me to be who I am and what I'm about. I'm just going to be me, and hopefully you like me. And hopefully everybody else can get the message that I came here to give. Oh, you gotta laugh at yourself sometimes. I mean, you can't be too serious. I have noticed though that as soon as I started getting into astrology, they made these huge, um, oh my gosh, this is life changing. This has never happened before with the planets. Um, that got me so worked up to come out to find out there wasn't that much difference in the world from the day before. Um, did I get something? Probably, um, for those times, but it wasn't like I overly sensitive. And if you're not overly sensitive, it's okay. I'm being told it's okay. You don't have to be. We choose on where we want to be. And as long as you believe that you're able to connect, and as long as you believe that you can feel, how intense it's going to be is on you, because you're the one that controls the dial. So, and I would get so excited, and then the day comes and it's like, oh, I got let down because I had so much expectations on things. And I remember one of my paintings says, don't put out expectations, during the time where the last lunar eclipse happens. And I did, and I got let down a little bit on that, because I was expecting something huge to happen. And really, it was a turning point for me, but it's still, needless to say, it wasn't as big as they made it out to be. Um, if you're like me and haven't dealt with a lot of emotions for a long time, um, this can be a little more intense time, because during the last lunar eclipse and now we've been dumping off those old emotions and stuff like that. But um gotta love to have astrology. I am not an expert yet though. I might become, because it's fascinating to me. um okay, so let's go on to Wednesday. Wednesday happens to be the 8th. um I got another number 2. This is the mental section of the deck. So mine's conflict. Okay, so my sense with this is that we're going to either not be thinking at all, which is weird for us, or we're thinking too much of, maybe we got something on Monday and Tuesday, and now we're trying, like, we old patterns that we normally do, we trying to pick it apart, or try to see how it is, and our logic and our heart are conflicting a little bit. we're being our devil's advocate here about our hopes and our dreams, and maybe having that talk that isn't so positive on if we can or cannot do what we have set out, thinking that we have set out for ourselves to do on Wednesday. I also believe that today, on this day, it is a number 8, and it would be 8-8. If you look at the calendar, right, it's 8-8 and 1-8. So there's 3 8s going on. And what a 3-8 is, it's about manifesting. So really watch your thoughts and your intentions going out, because they could possibly be. And with the law of attraction, I hate to tell you, we can either bring us good things or we can bring our bad things. It's really up to our own head and how we interpretate it. So with that being said, let's move on to the next card. Okay, this is on the 9th. It is another number 2. So the last 3 days in the middle, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I got 2. It's about attraction, guys. And this is in the physical sense. And can you read that? It's movement, choices, and decisions. Okay. I think on Wednesday, we're going to get, a clearer picture on what we want, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to do it. But on Thursday, we're going to make up our mind, and it's asking us to make up our mind to, put our intentions out for this lunar eclipse and get us set up for these new goals that we have. And it's okay to let go of old goals. It's okay to let go of old beliefs and patterns that don't serve you, because really our object is to get forward and move. And what we came down here on this earth is not to be unhappy. It is to be happy. And you have to believe that you can be happy. But you're gonna have to take some action to get yourself there. A lot of people tend to think that happiness should just come to them, and sometimes it doesn't work that way. Some people, with this law of attraction uh, thing going on, it's been misconstrued a little bit, thinking that all you have to do is think about it and it will come to you. That's not true. You actually have to act upon it, but also you have to feel it, that it's going to happen as well. So there are several points of this law of attraction that we are bringing to ourselves, and we have to make a choice here on what direction we want to go in the next 6 months, because the lunar eclipse goes for 6 months. So according to all the astrologers. So I got that we're going to make a choice on this day, and don't worry what choice it is, because it's going to be right. So many people are afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are life, or there is never a mistake. That is our limited belief system in our head, that we think we did something wrong. And really, the best mistakes I've ever made, or I should say, my mistakes are the best things that ever happened to me. I mean, I got pregnant when I was 21. I had a child in 21, single. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and that led up to the other 4 children that I have. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes our mistakes are our blessings. So if you're looking at trying to control everything, if you're looking outside yourself to try to control things, you're going to have a hard time. I know this because that's what I tried to do myself. And I got myself into a big hurt when that happened. So understand that when we try to control things, it's really because we feel out of control. And the only person that we can control is ourselves. And most of the time, when we're trying to control everybody else, it's when we don't have control over ourselves. And that is a key that a lot of people don't realize. I had to realize that the hard way. And when I did start taking control of myself and then started not micromanaging my whole entire life, one, I found the freedom of time. And two, it just gave me some more peace that I didn't have to be OCD about my home. I mean, you could eat back in the day, you could eat off the floor. I would take toothbrushes to my floorboards to clean them because my mother always had an immaculate house, and I wanted to be as good as her. So, um, I would be so OCD on everything, and I made my two small children at the time so miserable because it was eat, sleep, go to work, clean. That's all I did forever. And if things were dirty, I picked up after them. They may not have been done playing with their toys, and I'm going around picking it up and putting it in the place. So I have been that extreme. And know that as soon as you let go of those things, of what other people think about your home. I was also trying to people please people during that time, and I worried too much about what other people think. As soon as I gave that up, my house flows a lot better. You could ask my two younger children about that. It is just a better flow than my two older children. My two older children, it's like, why didn't you do it then? I was like, I had no clue what I was doing. Somebody should write a manual. Maybe I'll do that in my, my next life. I don't know. But, of the big mistakes that you can make. So don't try to, I know I got off topic, but don't try to um, think that perfectionist is the way. The best things that life happens, the best learning lessons, the best, um, you know, different. Keep your mind open is basically what I'm saying. And don't be so critical on yourself because right now compassion is needed for yourself. We got to have some compassion. The energies that we're feeling more emotions. You might be a little more irritated around now. Just understand that right now it's okay. You're okay. And but you got to make a decision and you got to act upon it. Okay. So I'm moving on to Friday. This one's going to be a long one, I guess, because I rambled off. But if I can pick this up, I'm having issues. Okay. So Friday. It's funny how we have another emotional card, but this is 9. It's about completion. And if you notice, it's the wish fulfillment, guys. So Friday, make your wishes, but make it from the heart, you know? Find out truly what you want and desire from the heart and, you know, and put it out in the universe because we're going to get that satisfaction and know that you have that power to be able to get it. Um, and it's funny how it worked up this way because it's falling right along with the astral charts. So put your intentions out on Friday of what you really truly want because it could happen. And then watch the next 6 months. And as long as you act upon it and go for it, there is no reason why you can't accomplish what your true heart's desires. Um, you just need to believe in you and not take no for an answer sometimes. Now, do it nicely, or don't do something to hurt somebody to get ahead, because that's not going to help you either. But don't take no for an answer when somebody puts a roadblock in your way, because you have to be accountable for you, and nobody can create the life you want but you. So, and you're worth it. And as soon as you start loving yourself enough to know that you're worth it, things change anyway. People will go, and you'll be surprised on who goes when this change happens, and it's okay. Um, I'm a very loyal person, and I don't like people leaving my life, um, even when they have hurt me. I'm still loyal to them, which is really strange. It's not loving myself, but it is an aspect of myself that I know. And since I have to be very careful about that, I have to use some discernment on that to, still allow not my judgment on them, and try not to have judgment on people. I really do try not to. But, I support them still. I still, even though we didn't have a good experience, that does not mean that somebody else doesn't have a good experience with them. So I've always done that, and I really feel that that has to be, a way of living. And I think that we're coming to that now. We're starting to see the spirituality. I don't like being a fortune teller. I like being a guide. Um, and I think that's what everything's going to, because we got to take our own accountability and our own responsibility for our own life. We can't just expect to check with spirit every time we have a question of which crossroads we got to take. We have to stand in our power and know, doesn't matter which road I take, it's going to get me to my ultimate place, and know in our hearts and hearts that we deserve it. There's my little rant for the day. Because it's so true. It's so true, guys. I'm just being me. Okay, so on Saturday, let's go on with the next card. Saturday. This is the only belief section or spiritual section this week. And this is a number 3. 3 is about expanding. But this is a partnerships and alliances. Okay? So what I got with this is that we need a support system for the next level. Whatever level it's going to be, or the enlightenment, or if you think you're going to be enlightened or getting to the next stage, we need some help. We need some support. And we need to be with like-minded people who think like we do, who support, whatever you're doing. And we also need to have, this could be like finding other people who have the same idea as yourself, reaching out to people to see if this is something that you want to go forward with, and then once you expanded your social network, or expanded your I'm hearing open mind. So expand your openness of allowing yourself to have this, then, and then you'll get the bigger picture of everything. Okay? So on Sunday, which is the 12th, 12th is a 3-2, by the way. It says, this is another major arcana card. This is the Emperor, okay? 4. 4 is all about foundations. And it's funny how they put the Emperor as 4, and it's authority. Now, normally in a normal tarot, the Emperor is the person who stands up and acts. He has he's he has the whole kingdom, right? And he is responsible for, which is kind of what I said before. We're ultimately responsible for our own lives, and our lives is our kingdom. It is our world, and we need to stand up, with authority, that we have the power to change what we don't like in our world, whether it's for ourselves, people who are around, um, our situation. Now, mind you, sometimes we have to make choices for the best of our situation, and it might not even be aligned with what we're trying to do, and that's okay. But you have to stand up for yourself and say, okay, is that worth what I need to do? Or can I still make it, but with less? Is that, do I like the luxuries that I have in my life? And for me to do that, I might have to get a second job, right? So those are the kind of things that we need to stand up for when we're thinking about our world and our choices that we're making. Now, if we don't want to, we can get rid of those luxury items. We don't really need them. I really want to be focused on what I'm going to go forward with. Then we can't really complain when we don't have stuff like everybody else. I think this week we're going to come to the conclusion overall that we're enough just the way we are, and that what everybody else has is their thing, and that's great for them, and you should be happy for them. But doesn't necessarily take away from you. The more times that we can stay within our true authentic self, the more happiness we can have, because we can truly be happy. I noticed in my past that every time I tried not to be me is when I wasn't happy. And as soon as I started, being me, with no makeup on, with, I didn't do my hair. I didn't put makeup on this morning because I didn't feel like it. I'm okay being me and just being me. And once you get to that level, and when you get to that place where you can be you, then it's a great thing. And I'm hoping that this week it kind of sets you up that you can be your true authentic self, and know that you have support, and that it's okay to stand into your power and stand into your authority, because you ultimately are responsible for all the choices that you make. So I didn't notice that my glasses are reflecting my computer screen. I apologize. Be bad. But ultimately, you're responsible for it. You have to enjoy your life. Choose happiness. I mean, it's so much better. It really is. And I know sometimes that's hard when we're constantly bombarded with other people's happiness, but we don't see what's underneath going on, um, issues that we're having. But I noticed when I started actually being my true authentic self, when bad things happened that were outside my control, it was a heck of a lot more easier for me to deal with than my older self. The person who had to control everything, and the drama queen that I used to be. I'm still a drama queen. a little bit. Tiny. Because you always have those aspects. You have to be real. But I noticed that it's a lot smoother on if I just go with the flow and not put any expectations or um, let them be them and be okay wherever that lands. Does that make sense? I hope everybody understands. So if you liked what you see, please subscribe. And guys, hey, tell me if we're going to be continuing doing this. It's been a year. I do enjoy doing the cards, and I do enjoy talking to you guys. And I hope this was satisfying. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I will come back here in just a little bit and do the intuitive art reading. And if you guys like to have a reading done, you can go to my website at the links down below. And thank you for everybody who is participating in Patreon. I do appreciate all the support, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.